Hey y'all, welcome back to Andy's Little Homestead. Uh, this one's gonna be different. For anybody who didn't see the post that I made last week, I managed to drop a tree on myself. Got 7 staples in my head. It was kind of scary, and I'm grateful that it worked out the way that it did. For anybody who didn't see the post, basically I was teaching my kid how to drop a tree, ironically, and I had cut the notch. I was explaining the angles and just kind of the plan and why it would go where I wanted it to go. And as I was doing that, I lost focus for a second, like literally 1 second, and gust of wind caught it. It was dead standing, and it landed on my head. Put a dent in my head. I felt it, and I thought that might be it. To be completely honest, it scared the crap out of me. Fortunately, I think the kind of first responder calm hit, because it knocked me to the ground, and then I very, very calmly handed my phone to my son, said, "Hey, I need you to call 911. Make sure they got our address. Make sure they know to drive all the way to the back. And I'm going to need a towel," because I had blood and what I thought might be my brain spilling out of my head. And he did well. And I kept seeing spots. And I kept waiting on him to kind of fill up my field of vision and everything to go black, because I've been knocked out before. And it never happened. It was about an hour ride to the hospital. My blood pressure kept trying to bottom out. And shout out Mike. The paramedic, he helped me out. Kind of brought me back up, and got there. They scanned my cat, and nothing too crazy. As it turns out, you got about that much tissue on top of your skull. So I did feel a dent, but it wasn't my skull being crushed in. So that was good. 7 staples and a pretty severe concussion, and sent me on my merry way. But y'all, that's kind of just the start of it. It's actually been a pretty rough year, and I apologize if this video gets kind of scattered. My brain is not, it's not functioning right. And I realize it's only been a week or so. So just bear with me if you don't mind. But it's been a lot. At the beginning of the year, my wife got up to use the bathroom in the middle of the night and collapsed, face first into the floor. We still don't know why that was. It's kind of, it's been a lot of doctor's office visits and specialists and different things, and we still don't have answers. And I apologize, y'all, if I keep looking down. I had to write all this down because my brain can't keep up. It can't really follow a track. So if you see me looking down, I'm just reminding myself. Money's been tight. It happens. It is what it is. I've been broke before, but it is a stressor. My son Luke had to get pulled out of school this year to be homeschooled because of his autism, and thankfully he's doing very well with that. But it's another thing. I got a wild hair up my butt. Decided to I wanted to run a marathon, and instead I got a stress fracture in my foot. Running while big, it's a problem. And then on top of that, I don't even know if I mentioned this, but Luke threw Billy off the go-kart and ran over him, and Billy's got a broken ankle. So we're just passing the boot around, really, through our whole family. And as I said, my wife's health has been a constant thing. She's drained all the time. She's losing weight. She's only able to do so much, and we've got a lot going on. She's generally able to get, 1, maybe 2 good productive hours out of the day before she's just exhausted. And so that puts a lot of stuff on me, driving to appointments, taking care of things around the house, making meals, all that stuff. It's really stacking up. And then several days after, I got hit in the head. They got her set up to go get a biopsy done. They're checking for lymphoma. It's a lot. A lot of the symptoms line up. So we'll see how that goes. Y'all, I gotta take a step back. It's kind of hard to explain, but everything that I do, that I film, takes about 3 times as long. And I sat down the other day and put together a list of things that I need to get done. Most of which aren't even like video worthy stuff. It's just stuff that's on the list as winter gets closer and closer. Each one of those things would probably take a day, some more, some less, but I've only got so much that I can do. And I need a little break. Not that it's a break from the stuff that needs to happen, just a break from the extra work that goes along with it. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like. I've considered, in the 4 years I've been making videos, I've never actually reposted a video. Not once. So I might put together some best of Andy's Little Homestead videos or something to put out there, something for y'all to enjoy in the meantime or whatever. And I if you're watching this from the Patreon side, I do plan on continuing videos for you guys, but they'll probably be mostly truck talks. I can only put so much in with everything else that's happening. I don't really know what it looks like from here, guys. I do have every intention of coming back, but I'm overwhelmed, and I'm worried. I'm a little scared. So something's got to go. I made the decision when I started making videos that I wasn't going to do anything that was just for show or anything like that. It was going to be, this is what we got going on, and this is how we're handling it, and I'll throw some wiener jokes in there. We'll all have a good time. But at a certain point, it's too much. Hopefully things settle out, and I believe they will. And this last part is there's going to be 2 camps of people who hear what I have to say, and I hope both of them take the time to actually listen, if only for a matter of perspective. One camp is going to give me a whole bunch of amens and hallelujahs, and the other camp is going to wholeheartedly disagree with me. Because when I posted about my accident, I basically thank God to be alive. My faith has always been a factor, if not the primary focus of these videos, but it's always been included because it's actually a very big part of my life, and maybe I lacked the courage to say something about it, but I got a comment. It was kind of backhanded. Someone saying, "Oh, how come you're omnipotent, omnipresent, all good, all loving, all knowing God couldn't have dropped the tree somewhere else?" You know, and I put God in air quotes, all that stuff. And I didn't really get angry because it's a good question. It's a question I feel like everybody should ask. Because if you ignore the difficult questions, then how legitimate is faith? So I wrote back calmly. I told him that my God, capital G, created a world, an incredible world. A world based on natural laws. Wind goes side to side, gravity goes down. All these things happen and they work together in a perfect orchestration. Orchestra? Sorry, brain scrambled. Bear with me. But every part of it works together. Leaves die in the fall. They provide mulch. And they provide nutrients for the soil so that other things can grow. Little fungi and bugs and stuff like that. And they all have their purpose. Everything. It all works together. Even the devastating things. They all work together. A wildfire sweeps across a large section of woods and it's pretty devastating, but it's also fertilizing the soil and letting the other trees grow bigger, providing potassium to it and changing pH. The tragedy is because we as humans build our homes there, put our life savings into it. But it all has to work together. In my case, I had people for, I don't know, 4 years now telling me to wear PPE. Well, why didn't God tell you to put on a hard hat? Well, he sent 400 people to do it, and they have, and I didn't listen. And sometimes things happen because we all have the opportunity to make choices. Sometimes that choice is the wrong one, and sometimes we're affected by the wrong choices of other people. But without that choice, we'd all essentially be robots. Free will is the freedom to do things wrong. Sometimes that happens. But here's what I know. I know that all things work together for the good of those who love God and who are called according to his purpose. That doesn't mean that all things are good. It means that all things work for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. That's what I believe. And again, some of y'all are, if you're still here, are thinking, man, you know what? You're just quoting a ancient book that has no relevance today or whatever the case may be. But y'all, I've seen it enough times. I've seen it in hurt. I've seen it in suffering. There is no growth without a little bit of struggle. So every time in my life where I've been down to the end of the rope, there's always been something on the other side. I didn't always know it. I couldn't always see it, but it's always there. Well, now that I've finished all that, I feel like I've jumped all over the place, but this video is going up as is. So that's what I got, y'all. We'll get through it. It's a lot of things. Struggles happen. And keep pushing forward. Keep my eyes upward. And I do truly believe it will all be okay. regardless of what that outcome looks like. As always, I hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. I love you. God bless. I don't have a joke. It's not a jokey video. Go buy a shirt. Got Stay Hillbilly shirts now. Coolest dang shirts you've ever seen. Go get one.